Alright, now for the lasagna pierogies, I'm going to show you how to make the pierogi wrappers. Now I think making it from scratch just gives it that extra oomph and it gives you bragging rights. It's very, very simple. So here's what we have. We have 3 1/4 cup of flour. We have 1 egg. We have the yolk and the egg white divided. Now we're not going to use the egg white right now, but just so you know, we are going to use it. We also have a 1/2 cup of water and 1 cup of milk. Now what we want to do is we're just going to go ahead and use the milk and leave it in here. I'm going to put the 1/2 cup of water in, the 1 egg yolk, and we're just going to beat that up a little bit and make a really big mess out of my counter. Do you feel like home yet? Alright, now when that is good and mixed up, we're going to add the entire 3 1/4 cup of flour to a very large bowl. Now you might want to come in here a little closer because I'm going to show you that we do need to make a well. Now I used to watch this all the time on Food Network and I would think, oh, this looks so difficult. I mean, it seems simple, but oh, it's got to be tricky, right? It's really not. Alright, so you have your little well, just like that. And you want to add your liquid that we have here in 1/3 amount. So we're only going to add 1/3 of it at a time. Now I'm going to take my ring off because it's going to get very sticky here. Alright, now we're just going to add the 1/3. There we go. And I'm just going to start pushing it in. Now I know there's probably some professionals out there that are saying, she is not doing this right. I probably am not, but you know what I know? The end result tastes pretty good to me. So, you learn as you go. So I just keep kind of mushing it up like this. And it looks pretty good. Making sure there's no wet clumps, you know. It does start getting a little clumpy with the flour. That's okay. It's supposed to. Now, putting another well in it, you're going to keep doing this, adding 1/3 at a time, and just keep mixing it together. And pretty soon, you're going to start seeing a dough form. Now, I will start to show you when this is all mixed up, what the dough will start to look like. Alright, now once you have your flour on your counter, you can start kneading this out just a little bit until it forms an elasticy sort of ball. Starts to look like dough. This is what it looks like. You don't need to oil or flour your bowl. Just set it in here, and you want to cover it with saran wrap and put it into the refrigerator for about 20 minutes. And then we're going to roll it out and start cutting out our wrappers. In the meantime, we're going to work on our filling.
Take 2.
Alright, so our dough's been refrigerated for 20 minutes and I divided it into thirds. So I've got 2 more balls of dough here ready when I want to cut them out. Now I've rolled this out to 1/16 of an inch thickness, and you want to make sure that your surface is very floured or it's going to get really sticky. Now I use a large round cookie cutter for this, and I just wiggle it around and cut out my circles. And normally I cut out as many as I can get for them. Right now I'm going to cut out 6. Just very carefully take a couple of these. Ooh, that one doesn't want to come off yet. And I'm going to take it over to my workstation and start filling them. Come on. Alright, so we have them down here. And what I'm first going to do is I'm going to put some Philadelphia cream cheese on. Now I only want to work on half of it because I'm going to be flipping it over. So I get just a little bit smeared on like that. I'm going to put just a dab of this filling. This is the ricotta and pesto and cottage cheese filling that's in the recipe. Already got that mixed up. I'm going to add a tomato slice. Now something else that is really good if you are a pepper lover is put a little red pepper slice in there. It's delicious. But tomato works really well too. So get your tomatoes on there how you like it. And the next step is, here's the egg white that we saved earlier. Just get a little bit on here. Usually I use a pastry brush, but my hands are clean. We're going to do it this way. And you want to fold it over in half. And I stuffed this one really full, so probably going to leak out on the edges a little. And you just pinch it. You want to pinch it really good so it doesn't open up. Now I'm going to show you 2 ways that you can do these lasagna pierogies. Now the traditional way is to put them in a pot of boiling water with a little bit of salt. And this is really easy to tell. You don't need to set a timer, it's its own timer. Drop them in carefully, and when they pop to the surface, you know they're done. Now we're going to go ahead and put this in the boiling water. And we've got about a tablespoon of butter here in the skillet. And when it pops to the surface, we're just going to finish browning it by putting about a minute on each side here. Now while that's going, we're going to make another pierogi. I'm going to show you the other way to do this. Alright, we start with our cream cheese. Oh, that cream cheese is so good on here. Makes everything very rich and creamy. Alright, a little of our cheese and pesto. We're going to put some more of our tomato on. A little bit of egg wash. Now what we're going to do different with this one is, instead of doing a traditional way to cook the pierogi by boiling and flipping it in the skillet, we're going to put it directly in the fryer. Now you don't want to boil it first because it has so much water in it, it's going to pop. So this one is ready to go in the fryer, and this one's almost to the top of the surface. Alright, so we're going to put this one in. Woo, that's hot. Alright, and this one is ready to go in the skillet. Drain a little bit of the water off and put it in there to saute for just a minute. Now we're going to do this again with a couple of them and get them all finished, and then I'm going to show you what the finished entree looks like. Alright, so what you see here is our finished entree of our lasagna pierogies. Now you'll see that on both sides we have the pierogies, but they're done a little different. Now on this side we have the pierogies where they are traditionally boiled and sauteed, and on this side we have them where they're fried. Now we did these the exact same way with the exact same ingredients. However, cooking them differently gave a totally different texture and a different feeling to the ingredients inside, but they're both equally delicious and it gives you variety. Now what I did after they were hot and they were cooked was I sprinkled them with some Parmesan. And I also sprinkled them with some Italian seasoning. I like the color and it boosts the flavor also. Now I like to serve these with some breadsticks and also with our sauce. And I'll let you in on a little secret. This is just spaghetti sauce. It's delicious, it's easy, and if you don't tell anybody, nobody knows. Now this is really great for your evening of just the 2 of you alone. And with this tray you can take it, carry it in front of the fireplace, have some alone time, and enjoy a delicious meal. Have a great night.